Ooby-doo, it's everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. Today we're going to look again at the Canon G7X Mark II PowerShot. Has an articulated screen. It's not a flip screen. I guess that's just for doing selfies or broadcasting, which is better than nothing, I guess. It's a touch screen. It has a few buttons. Well, we could demonstrate that real quick. Say that you can hit the 320 for your ISO and change it, right? That's pretty cool. Or you could do F8 and you could change it using the dials. There's a dial on the front here. Let's go back to this. Oh, look at that. You could use these buttons on the screen too. And even for the aperture. Oh, you could use a touch screen exclusively if you want to, which is pretty cool. It's got a really decent menu, a lot of adjustments. It's got a powerful lens. It's only 4.2x, and it has image stabilization, but it's powerful because it's f1.8 to 2.8. It takes really, really good sharp pictures. Absolutely, it's a fine camera. It has a metal chassis. It's lightweight. Batteries are still available for it, believe it or not. So I think I'm going to have to get me another battery. Because I bought this camera in 2016 when it first came out, and that means at 2025, that means this battery's 10 years old. It takes SD cards. If you don't want to bring your big boy DSLR mirrorless camera with you and lenses and all that stuff, if you just want to like concentrate on your creativity, this gives you quite a bit of adjustment and a quickness and convenience and lightweight. I mean, you can walk around all day with this hanging around your neck, you'll never know it. But if the conditions get like trying or particular, this camera can handle it. It's got a 1-inch chip, it's low noise. There's only one fault I have with this, and Canon in particular, is the white balance. Let's go turn this on again. Menu. I forget this has this thing. So you see here, you can click on that, white balance. I like to use I'm a dial person, so I like dials. You gotta go down here. How does this work again? You could hit these guys down there like that. I put it on cloudy because when I go someplace on a cloudy day, it looks like this puts like an orange filter on everything. And I always end up having to readjust it. So that's Canon for you. Their automatic white balance works pretty good, and the sunny day works pretty good, and the incandescent works really good. I just know in this camera, whenever I put it on cloudy, it oranges up everything too much. So I always end up adjusting it. Aside from that, it's a really nice camera. Speaking of cloudy days, in October of 2021 or 22, I went to the Bailiwick of Bevferwick, the 1,000-acre park, and it was the last day of October 30th. And it was raining that day, and it was a little cool. I was in the park, I didn't see anybody. So I took a jaunt around, and I got a bunch of great pictures of the trees were peaking. They were absolutely at peak, and it was all calico and psychedelic and all this good stuff. And we're going to see that in the slideshow following. This is fantastic camera. Now it's interesting. Say I took a 90-minute walk, and I reduced that into a slideshow that's maybe 10 minutes. So it's not like you got to slog through something. It's for people who like nature. And if you're a hiker, you say, wow, that was great, and all this stuff, right? And that's what it's for. But it's also to show off this camera, how good it is. The wide angle is really wide angle. It's got enough zoom to zoom up on something. It's a telephoto chip where you could crop it and see fine detail in it, which I have done with one-to-one crops. And it takes excellent movies also. And I'll probably append a movie as an example of what this is all about. But I could talk about that endlessly, but we'll jump right into the slideshow. There's one thing I'm looking for on this. Made in Japan. Oh my God, this is made in Japan. Now they came out with a PowerShot G7X Mark III, and that was it. Nothing after that. So I might have paid full retail price $700, but maybe I got a $50 or $100 instant rebate. And I think that pushed me over the line to get it. But now, used in excellent condition, these things are going between $800 and $1,200 used. They're 9 years old. But, you know, they made perfection in a point and shoot. So why not? Maybe they can never make one any better, really. So they're really great cameras. Really great cameras. Highly recommend them. Let's look at a slideshow. It was a cool, rainy day in the end of October, but the trees were peaking. So I took my Canon G7X Mark II point and shoot to the park, and I set it on cloudy white balance, and it looked to me like it was just a little too orange. So I post-processed these a little bit strictly for color, so to get rid of the orange overcast. I noticed Canon does that a lot. A lot of their cameras are very overcompensating when you put on a cloudy white balance, but be that as it may. Yes, I went to the park. I spent 90 minutes walking around. We had rain for like a couple days before, and the streams were swollen with lots of white water, and the forest was slightly open, but there's still a lot of splashes of color around to make it look really cool. And you can see the ruins also. You know, this is where the necromancer lived, but the Bulpington of Bulp drove him out, and he cleansed the place, although there's still strange things used to be seen there, but it's all been in history now. There used to be like these cone-shaped beings. They were like a lime green color. They're about 18 inches in diameter. They were about 7 feet high. Their feet were like horseshoe crab claws, and they walked around like that. And they had like weird tubes under the top of the cylinder, which were like appendages and sensory organs. But they've only been seen not in the past 200 years, so it's safe to go there now. Although they say Bigfoot's been seen in the area, but I've seen no evidence of that. So it's a great place. You know, sometimes you have this wonderful, colorful autumn, and what's so great about it is when you go there, you don't have to rake them. And other times it's like this bland and not very exciting looking at all. And it's this, the state I live in, North Jersey, used to be like this. Of course, it's now all paved over with parking lots and superhighways and McMansions. Years ago, when I first moved in this neighborhood, and I live close by to another state park, and in the summer I would leave the windows open because a cacophony of birds in the morning would wake me up. And then they sprayed for gypsy moths, and then it was like a silent spring. And it took 10 years to recover, but then it's just not the same anymore. It's the environment has been changed and rearranged, and is that a good thing? I like to do time exposures of white water, and sometimes you get the exposure just right where it looks like really good, you know, really good. And the stream, this might be like 20 feet across, and I guess you could walk across it, but you might slip in a rock and break your neck. And other times it's just a gurgling little brook that, you know, you can hop, skip, and jump across. And usually this water is unusual. This is like when we have a big rain for like a week and we have flooding all over, then you'll see it here also. But it's good to go there. And, you know, there's nobody there. You know, I cruised in. I had to get there a little on the early side, and there's no one around. And I said, oh, I'm not complaining. I'm sort of a hermit or a recluse, and you know, I like to go to nature and study it. There are wild animals there, but they're very skittish, and I stomp around making tons of noise, so they know I'm there before I know they're there, that's for sure. Now that's to say, in the summertime, there's a lake there, and mom and pop and buddy and sis, and they go to the park, and everyone's all stupid there. And it gets so crowded that they put up a sign that parking lot full, and that's it. So in the summer, say around the beginning of May to the middle of September, I don't go to the park much. Nope, not at all. Mainly two reasons. One main reason is too many of my fellow crazy citizens and non-citizens, and the bugs. The bugs are horrendous. I mean, there's clouds of them, and they just zoom in on you and bite the shit out of you. And now they have all sorts of different bugs. Like they used to have gnats and mosquitoes and ticks, but now they got these bugs. They bite you and you leave large welts. And if the one bites in your foot, you're crippled for 3 days. So I stay at a park during the bug season. But, at the end of October when it's chilly, and if you stay on the trail, a lot of trails are like pretty broad dirt paths, or they have some paved sections that are closed to traffic. And then, you don't have to worry too much about biting insects. And it's just this beautiful place full of color. It's amazing. You get a good year where the trees are like this blazing out. And, you could go there in the sun and the sun reflects on them, but then you get a lot of harsh shadows. Where if you go there a heavy overcast, everything is muted, but you could see a more range of shadow and detail. Check this branch out. Unbelievable. That's a bee picture. And all right, if the sun was out, these leaves in the foreground would be bright, but everything in the background would be black. So, yeah, I've done that, and I'll probably have to make a little slideshow of that. But for this purpose, to show you what this camera could do, and I wouldn't get one if it cost more than what it was issued at. But it's a fantastic camera. I mean, it's like the ultimate, pentultimate point and shoot. Large 1-inch chip, low noise, high ISO, excellent optics, lots of user adjustments. You can go from full automatic to full manual, and so you have all your creativity. And, that's the thing. It was sold for $700 at the issue price, which was last year's DSLR. Even in Canon line, say it was the T1i and it came out to T2i. Well, the T2i was like maybe $100 more than this, but the last year's model was $100 less than this. But then DSLRs, they're big and bulky, and interchangeable lenses and blah blah blah. And this thing you can slip in your pocket or wear it around your neck, and if it's a gloomy day, you can keep it under your jacket so it doesn't get wet. And you're just gonna take more pictures. And it was foggy like that. It was like foggy, depending on where you looked. And look at these colors. They're just trippy. Standing there in person was outrageous. And this camera did make an accurate representation, except that I was using the cloudy white balance, and maybe it was just too orange, and I had to tone it down a bit. That was it. And I wanted to bring out some more detail in the background and shadows. The bottom dollar is, it's a great camera. If you could get one at a reasonable price, I'd say go for it. You will not be disappointed. The Canon, they done good with this camera.